This might take us a while, yeah. I left all the doors unlocked and you said you're on your way. When you get here, don't you say a word, got no time to play.
Y'all, I feel like I've just hit my breaking point of like tolerating disrespect from men. Like, I'm just not gonna do it anymore. And here's the thing, I used to get like some of the most disrespectful messages on dating apps, especially like Tinder, when I was younger, right? And it's not even like I'm still getting messages that are that bad, but I think I just haven't had one that bad in so long that it just like sent me over. Like, it pissed me off, y'all. I don't know why. It just made me so mad. But one thing about it, I'm about to start standing on business with disrespectful men, because one thing about me is I will put you in your place for being disrespectful. I will call you out. I will humble you so quick, because if there's one thing about me is that I freaking respect myself too much to tolerate disrespect, especially from like random strangers, random freaking men on dating apps who think they can just talk to someone anyway just because it's a freaking app. I'm like, do you talk like that to women in real life? Like, what makes you think you can say that to me? Honestly, that's honestly part of it. Like, what makes you think you can say that to me? Honestly, I shouldn't say it like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, why am I the one that y'all think y'all can get away with saying something like wild, out of pocket? And y'all think I won't say something back? Because I will. We are standing on business. Honestly, I'm about to delete all my, I said all. I'm only on one dating app right now, and honestly, don't care for it. But like, yeah. These men, a lot of men just need to be put in their place. Too many women just tolerate being disrespected by men on freaking dating apps, and a lot of these men have gotten a little too comfortable, in my opinion, just saying just anything to a woman. Like, please, I'm tired, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm like, am I the only one who's offended by things some of these men be saying? Like, do y'all just take it and roll with it, or do y'all be fighting back? Like, cause I'm about to start standing on business. Put men back in their place. If a man is disrespecting you, call him out for being disrespectful. Why are we as women just letting these men get away with disrespecting you left, right? I need women to stand on business the rest of 2024, because I can't be the only one who's tired. Like, just the most disrespectful, out of pocket things. I don't know if it's just me. Like, if y'all understand what I'm saying, please. But I'm not taking it no more. These men need to be humbled. They need to be called out. They need to be humbled, called out, and put back in their place, rightfully so. All right, that's all. Also, I just want to add real quick, I feel like usually like little things don't bother me, guys. I promise you, like, most of the time I'll just ignore it. I don't know what it was about today that I was just like, you know what? Usually I would just ignore it, ghost them, and not respond. But I honestly feel like instead of not responding to people being disrespectful on apps, start putting these men in their place. Call them out. Point out exactly where they went wrong, because they are not learning. They're obviously not learning. Like, being ghosted by women after a message is not teaching these men that maybe the things that they're saying to women is turning women off, and the reason they don't want to continue talking to them. I feel like these men don't understand being ghosted by a woman because of what they sent, unless you tell them that's why. So men are dumb. Well, not all men, but some men are stupid. They're dumb, and if you don't tell them specifically what they did wrong, they're not gonna learn. So yeah, start calling out men's dumb, disrespectful things that they are doing, and maybe they'll learn. Maybe they'll actually learn if more women start calling them out for being disrespectful, being on BS. I don't know. I think think I just needed to get that off my chest, y'all. I also think this is like pent up from like years of like, and the thing is, I don't date anyone, right? It's not like I'm out here just going on dates with a bunch of men. It's just like being on dating apps, I've gotten the most disrespect just being on a dating app. Just existing. I mean, I've been disrespected in real life on very few occasions, but on dating apps and online, for whatever reason, these men are bold. They are bold with their disrespect. They're bold in how they sexually objectify and treat women like freaking objects. And I'm just like, stop tolerating it. As women, stop tolerating it, but also like, we need to not just ignore it and, you know, delete them or unmessage them. Freaking call them out. Let them know to their face, because these men are not going to learn if you don't start speaking up for yourself, honestly, but standing on business. I don't know. I feel like that's just how I'm feeling right now. And if you need help with how to do that, message me and I'll help you. But like, if you are being disrespected by a man, don't just sit there and take it. Freaking speak up for yourself. Stand up on business. Like, again, a lot of these men do need to be humbled, but they also just need to be told like what you're doing and how you're talking is just not okay. Like, in what world is this okay? And we've just been tolerating it for freaking too long. So many women just tolerate the disrespectful messages men send them on like a daily. Why are y'all tolerating it? I feel like if every woman stood on business with these men, like at the slightest bit of disrespect, stood on business, more men would probably actually respect women. Because they know that the women aren't tolerating them being disrespectful. And that's why it's like, it honestly is like, the level of disrespect you receive is based off of what you tolerate. And if you just tolerate it, and I don't mean you're tolerating it like you're allowing someone to disrespect you, but if you're not like, you're not saying anything when it's happening, you're tolerating it in a sense, because you're not letting that person know like, hey, I don't appreciate the way you're talking to me, the way you're speaking to me. Like, that's what I'm saying when I say stand on business. Like, I've made a story time about what happened if you guys want to know the situation. And when I tell y'all, it really wasn't like, it's not even the worst message I've received, but I went off on that man. In like the most respectful way, went off on that man. And when I say go off, I respectfully go off. I'm not being rude. I'm just telling them exactly how their actions come off, how they make me feel, and what they should do if they actually want to find a decent woman. I just tell the truth respectfully, but at the same time, it's just like, nah, I'm just gonna like start, honestly what I mean is like start like calling it out when someone is disrespecting you. Start calling it out, because if you don't call it out, that person's gonna keep thinking it's okay to be disrespectful or to say certain things or to treat other people the same way. And honestly, because enough women don't call out these men, they just keep doing it to other women. And so I'm like, I will be the one that will say something to you so that hopefully maybe you learn, don't do this to another woman. Don't treat another woman like that. Like, that's what my goal is at this point, because I already don't want you, but like, please, if you actually do want to date a woman, like, don't do that. Don't talk to people like that. Don't treat people like freaking objects. All right, y'all. That's all I have to say. All right, I thought it was dumb, but I got more to say. Basically, I just feel like I've got gotten to a point where like the amount of respect I have for men is like low, right? I don't want to hate men. I don't want to think all men are trash. I don't want to I don't hate all men, period. Like, I'm not a hateful person. And naturally, I'm very kind, I'm very respectful, I'm very nurturing. I genuinely care about people and want to see people do well. I always wish the best for people, and I always try to see the best in people. But I've had so many crappy experiences with men that like my tolerance of men right now is like, it's like in hell. The bar is so low for me of like the respect I have for men because of just how crappy so many men seem to be, at least on dating apps, right? I don't know. I guess I'm specifically talking about dating apps. I'm not going to say this applies to like every single man I've talked to or whatever, but it's just like my opinion of men gets worser and worse. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse the more I don't even honestly use dating apps like that, but I'm on one dating app that I barely get on. I don't respond to any messages, but today I just had the time. But anyways, I don't want to be someone who's like, I hate all men are trash, whatever. Like, that's not my intention with saying this. It's really just like, why are so many men like comfortable disrespecting women? Is really just like the question I'm asking. Like, why are so many men so comfortable disrespecting women? And at the end of the day, it comes down to too many women are tolerating being disrespected by men. And I need y'all to stand the freak up. This is why I'm talking to women, specifically women. If y'all don't learn to respect yourselves, these men will never respect you. If you don't learn to love yourself and respect yourself and value yourself as a woman, you are going to keep allowing men to walk all over you. Stop giving men who don't respect you your time, your energy. The number one thing women should not be doing, and this is just me personally, sleeping with men who do not respect you. That is the dumbest thing you can do as a woman. Sleep with a man who does not respect you, who does not value you, who does not care about you, who does not have any good intentions with you. Why are we having sex with men who don't respect you or value you? Because all you're doing is creating a freaking bond with someone who doesn't respect you. And you know what that's going to do? Lower your self-esteem. Every time you sleep with men who don't respect you, it chips away at your self-worth, at your self-esteem, because deep down you recognize that man is objectifying you, treating you like an object, does not value, care, or respect you, and you're still giving a piece of yourself to that person. Why the heck would you do that? Like, why the heck are women sleeping with men who don't respect them? And I feel like every time you sleep with a man that doesn't respect you, you are boosting that man's ego. You're letting that man think, oh, it's okay to disrespect women, because you're rewarding them for being disrespectful by having sex with a man who does not respect you. And this is why I feel like women who actually do respect themselves, and I hope every woman respects themselves. Like, no woman should have no self-respect. That is so sad to even think about. Women, please learn to love, respect, and value yourselves. You are beautiful. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. This is me speaking as a Christian. I can't speak for, anything else, but basically, I believe God created you. You're fearfully, wonderfully made in the image of God. You have to learn to respect yourself. If there's something that you do as a woman, respect yourself, love yourself, treat yourself well. Don't tolerate, stop tolerating men treating you like crap. I watch so many women just, and I don't want to say this to sound mean. I truthfully don't understand how women do it, how other women do it, how women are able to tolerate men who are very disrespectful and clearly don't have interest in you. And this is what I would say from the outside looking in. A lot of women create a bond with men when they sleep with a man. When you sleep with any person, you're creating a bond with that person. And when you are sleeping with a man who doesn't respect you, you are still bonding yourself to that man, even though he doesn't respect, care, or value. So you're literally bonding yourself, creating a bond with someone who does not even value you as a person. That, to me, is creating very unhealthy attachment, right? Because now you think a man not respecting you is what is you have a bond. You bond with men who don't respect you, and you've learned to just kind of accept, I sleep with these men and they are not interested in actually having a relationship with me. Oh, and they also don't really care about me as a person, and they actually also just want me for sex. But you still are attracted and still interested and still thinking like this person, you can, I don't know if y'all think y'all can change these men. Maybe y'all just don't care. I don't know. But me personally, I hate seeing women in those types of situations. And I really just want to be like, girl, stand up. Stand up. Like, that's what I want to say most of the time. Like, because I just would never... I would never sleep with a man who doesn't respect me or value me or care about me as a person. Anyways, that's really just it. The bar, for me, the bar is in hell for some of these men. Like, I honestly just, like, again, it baffles me that there are women who will date some of these men, because I'm like, I would never. And again, I feel like until woman, at the end of the day, if you're interested in dating, if you want a relationship, if you want to be married, like, this is who I'm speaking to. If you're okay with just hooking up with random men, like, okay, I get it. Like, that's what, is normal to a certain extent. I also think, like, what we view and think of normal is very much, skewed by media. Like, the media makes it seem like everyone's having sex. That's actually not true. So I do think what we are viewing as normal is actually not normal, but it's normalized so much in media and in television and movies that people trick themselves into thinking, certain behaviors are normal, and they're actually not. Like, the reality is that most women are not sleeping around with lots and lots of men. People find the, like, outliers and then start assuming this is, like, all people, and that's just not how that's not the reality, basically. So a lot of people's normal is skewed by what they watch on the media. But anyways, I just think, like, we should not be normalizing, though, men disrespecting women and getting away with it, at least in my opinion. Why are we allowing men to just be disrespectful? And I feel like what it really comes down to is these men get away with it when they're with women who don't set a standard of being respected, and then they do it to someone like me. And if you do it to me, I will put you in your place and stand on business and call you out. And I feel like that's the difference. And I want more women to stand up for themselves and stop tolerating men who disrespect them. That's honestly all I want for women, is to find a man that actually respects and values them and treats them the way they deserve to be treated, and stop for for the love of God, please stop sleeping with men who don't respect you. You are doing nothing but hurting yourself. You are doing literally nothing but hurting yourself. I don't care how good the sex is, because a lot of women, if we're being honest, tolerate men who disrespect them because of how freaking good the sex is with that man. They know that man doesn't care about them or respect them or value them. They just are they just are literally clouded by sex. And that, to me, no ma'am, no sir, stop doing it. Stop sleeping with those men, and then you don't even have to worry about it. You will never know. You'll never know how good the sex is with a man who doesn't respect you if you're not sleeping with men who don't respect you to begin with. Because he should respect you before you even have sex with him. Right? Like, I don't know. Anyways, that's the end of, I think, what I have to say. I mean, there's a lot more I could say, but I think that's all I want to say right now. Like, I'm at a point where it's just like, I'm starting to feel like I hate men. Well, I know I don't actually hate men, but it's just like, I don't want to have to think the majority of men are trash. But that's where it's moving, because I keep seeing and encountering just behavior. I'm tired. I don't want to hate men. I don't want to think all men are trash. I don't want to think that there's very few men who actually respect women, but that's what it feels like, honestly. At least for me. It seems like men who actually respect women are very rare types of men. And I don't know, maybe y'all can tell me. I mean, I'm not literally actively dating or meeting men, and also because I respect myself, I really don't give men who don't respect me the time of day at the end of the day. But I feel like if I was actively dating, which I'm not, I don't know if I would survive in this dating pool. The thing with me, though, is like, it would take a lot for me to actually want to date someone. And I haven't met anyone that I feel is worth my time or energy. So I'm happily and blissfully single, because I'm not wasting my time with someone who is not the person that I feel like I actually could see myself with long term. But that's just me. I can't tell y'all what to do, but I do know if you are actively dating and trying to find a partner, you should at least, the bare minimum, they should respect you. Like, honestly, the bare minimum, they should respect you. So, yeah. My honest point is just like, stop tolerating disrespect from men. Stop sleeping with men who don't respect you. Do yourself a favor and stop rewarding men who don't care about you, don't respect you, and are honestly probably just using you for sex. And maybe it's just like, yeah, women can do the same thing, yes, but men don't get pregnant. Men don't get stuck with the responsibility of a child or have the risk of pregnancy that women have. Like, women, you have a lot more to lose, and you have a lot more consequences, extreme consequences, than men from sex. Yes, like, it takes two to create a child and bring another life into this world, and men are equally responsible for caring for that life, but at the end of the day, it is not men who carry the children. It is not men who have the responsibility of, carrying that life and everything else and all the other responsibilities that come with, so just like, I don't know. I feel like I've been needing to get that off my chest, y'all. But it really was inspired by just this man messaging me something that it irked my soul, because it's been so long since I've gotten like a super disrespectful message from a man. Like, just, and the thing is, when I was younger, I got way worse messages that I never stood on business about. Me now at my age, I'm 28 years old. If I could go back in time, I would be putting every single man that ever sent me a disrespectful message in their place. I would put every single one of them in their place. I'd be like, oh, you don't respect women? That's sad. How embarrassing. How embarrassing that you don't respect women. How embarrassing that you think sexually objectifying me is flattering. I would be putting all of these men in their place. I'm so glad I don't get tried that much by men anymore, mainly because I avoid them. But mainly because I avoid them, literally. But also just because me at my age, if I had my mentality at 18, the things I would have, like, how differently I would have treated and reacted to some situations I found myself in. Like, now I'm not afraid. I'm very confident in myself and willing to, like, call stuff out and put people in their place. Like, why do you think being disrespectful to someone is cute? Why do you think that's okay? Why do you think talking to a woman any type of way is okay? Like, what makes you think that that's something that I should just accept as a person, as a human being? Someone, a random stranger, having comments about, you know, this and that. I honestly think we've normalized men being disrespectful. We've normalized it, and these men don't know how to act no more. And I feel like it's time for this to change. It's time to start putting people in their place, calling out when people are being disrespectful. Like, do not just sit there and tolerate it and turn a blind eye or ignore it. Ignoring it, silence, what do they say? Silence is, I can't remember what they say, but something about, like, being silent, like, encourages that person because you're not, like, fighting against it. Like, silence is in sense tolerating. If you're not speaking out against something, being silent on that issue basically means, like, you're going along with what the problem is, in a sense, unless you speak out against something you don't agree with, like, basically. But there's, like, a term for it, or a phrase people use that I'm blanking on. Anyways, someone messaged the wrong one today, or the right one, because hopefully the message that I responded to this man makes him think twice about how he speaks to, or talks to, or approaches a woman in his life again. It's not gonna be me, but the next one. And that's all I have to say.